Imagine this, a tree, once lush and vibrant, now struggling to thrive. Its leaves are sparse and its branches seem to be barely holding on. This is a common sight in many gardens where improper pruning techniques have been employed. The once healthy tree now looks like a shadow of its former self, and the gardener is left wondering what went wrong. Its branches are weak and misshapen, its growth stunted. The tree's natural beauty has been compromised, and its ability to produce fruit or flowers is significantly reduced. This is not just an aesthetic issue. The tree's overall health is at risk. This, my friends, is the unfortunate outcome of improper pruning. When cuts are made without understanding the tree's growth patterns, it can lead to severe damage. The tree's energy is diverted to healing these wounds, leaving little for growth and development. Pruning, when done incorrectly, can harm your plants instead of helping them. It's not just about cutting branches. It's about knowing which branches to cut and how to cut them. A wrong cut can open the tree to diseases and pests, further weakening it. The tree becomes more susceptible to environmental stresses such as drought or extreme temperatures. Over time, the cumulative effects of improper pruning can be devastating. It's like performing surgery without proper knowledge. The results can be disastrous. Just as a surgeon needs to understand human anatomy, a gardener needs to understand the anatomy of their plants. Each cut should be deliberate and informed, ensuring the tree's long-term health and vitality. But fear not. With a little understanding and practice, you can master the art of pruning and help your garden flourish. Proper pruning can enhance the tree's natural shape, promote healthy growth, and increase its resistance to diseases and pests. It's a skill that every gardener can learn with time and patience. Today we'll delve into two fundamental pruning techniques, heading cuts and thinning cuts. Heading cuts are used to shorten a branch and encourage bushier growth, while thinning cuts remove entire branches to improve air circulation and light penetration. Both techniques have their place in maintaining a healthy and beautiful tree. So grab your gardening gloves and let's get started. Why prune at all, you ask? It's a common question among both novice and experienced gardeners. Pruning might seem like an unnecessary task, especially when your plants appear to be thriving. However, there's much more to it than meets the eye. Well, pruning is essential for maintaining the health, shape, and size of your plants. Think of it as a way to guide your plants to grow in the best possible manner. By removing certain parts of the plant, you can control its growth and ensure it remains healthy and vibrant. Proper pruning removes dead or diseased branches, improves air circulation, and allows more sunlight to reach the plant's center. This is crucial because dead or diseased branches can harbor pests and diseases that can spread to the rest of the plant. This encourages healthy growth and can even increase flower and fruit production. When a plant is pruned correctly, it can focus its energy on producing more flowers and fruits, rather than sustaining unnecessary branches. But before you grab your shears and start snipping away, it's crucial to understand the two basic types of pruning cuts, heading cuts and thinning cuts. Each type of cut has a specific purpose and can significantly impact the plant's growth. Each cut serves a different purpose and affects the plant's growth in a specific way. Heading cuts are used to shorten a branch and encourage bushier growth, while thinning cuts remove entire branches to reduce density and improve light penetration. So, let's explore these techniques in detail, shall we? Understanding the nuances of each cut will help you make informed decisions and ensure your plants thrive. Whether you're looking to shape your plants, remove dead wood, or encourage more blooms, mastering these techniques is key to successful gardening. Heading cuts involve cutting back the tip of a branch or stem to a bud or lateral branch. This technique encourages bushier, fuller growth below the cut. Imagine you want to create a dense hedge or encourage a young tree to branch out. Heading cuts are your go-to solution. By removing the dominant terminal bud, you stimulate the growth of lateral buds, resulting in a bushier, more compact plant. However, it's crucial to remember that heading cuts can also lead to denser, more vigorous growth. This might require more frequent trimming in the long run. Thinning cuts, on the other hand, involve removing an entire branch or stem back to its point of origin. This technique opens up the plant's canopy, allowing more light and air to reach the inner branches. Think of thinning cuts as a way to declutter and enhance the plant's natural shape. By removing overcrowded or crossing branches, you improve air circulation, reduce the risk of disease, and promote stronger growth. Thinning cuts are particularly beneficial for mature trees and shrubs that have become too dense. They help maintain the plant's overall health and vigor. Now that we understand the difference between heading and thinning cuts, let's explore when to use each technique. Heading cuts are best for shaping young plants and encouraging bushiness, creating formal hedges and topiaries, and rejuvenating overgrown plants. Thinning cuts are ideal for maintaining the natural shape of mature trees and shrubs, improving air circulation and light penetration, and removing dead, diseased, or damaged branches. Remember, the key is to choose the right cut for the job. Assess your plant's needs and desired outcome before making any cuts. Pruning is an essential part of plant care, but knowing when to prune can make all the difference in the health and vitality of your plants. Timing is everything, especially when it comes to pruning. Pruning at the right time can encourage healthy growth, improve flowering, and even increase fruit production. Conversely, pruning at the wrong time can lead to stress, poor growth, and even plant death. Pruning at the wrong time of year can stress your plants and hinder their growth. For instance, pruning in the heat of summer can cause excessive water loss, while pruning in late fall can stimulate new growth that won't have time to harden off before winter. Here's a general guideline for pruning different types of plants. Each plant has its own specific needs, and understanding these can help you make the best decisions for your garden. Deciduous trees. Prune during dormancy in late winter or early spring before new growth begins. This is when the tree is least active, and pruning wounds will heal quickly as the tree starts to grow. Spring flowering shrubs. Prune immediately after flowering to avoid removing next year's flower buds. These plants set their flower buds on old wood, so pruning right after they bloom ensures you won't cut off next year's flowers. Summer flowering shrubs. Prune in late winter or early spring before new growth emerges. These plants bloom on new wood, so pruning them before they start growing in the spring encourages lots of new flower-producing growth. Evergreen trees and shrubs. Prune in late winter or early spring before new growth begins. Evergreens can be pruned lightly almost any time of year, but heavy pruning is best done while the plant is dormant. Remember, these are just general guidelines. The specific needs of your plants can vary based on their species, age, and health. Always consult specific pruning recommendations for your particular plant species. A little research can go a long way in ensuring your plants thrive and your garden looks its best year-round. As much as we love a good pruning session, there are times when it's best to keep those shears holstered. Avoid pruning during periods of extreme heat or drought, when plants are stressed or diseased, and just before winter, as fresh cuts can be vulnerable to frost damage. Remember, pruning is a stress on the plant. Avoid adding additional stress by pruning at the wrong time. Having the right tools for the job makes all the difference, especially when it comes to pruning. Here are some essential pruning tools every gardener should have. Hand pruners. Ideal for cutting small branches up to about 3/4 of an inch in diameter. Loppers. Used for cutting larger branches up to about 1.5 inches in diameter. Pruning saws. Essential for removing thick branches or limbs. Hedge shears. Used for trimming hedges and shaping shrubs. Remember to keep your pruning tools sharp and clean to prevent spreading diseases between plants. Remember, practice makes perfect. Don't be afraid to make mistakes and learn from them. Now go forth and prune with confidence. Share your experiences, ask questions, and let's learn from each other. Happy gardening!